Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. The day after Chelsea's draw 0-0 with Crystal Palace. And we've got news to cover. But again, I want to start off based on last night. Just a couple of minutes to talk about yesterday. And the reaction of the fan base. Now, the reaction of the fan base, specifically online, has predominantly gone in one direction, which is a direction of panic and pandemonium. And just thinking the world's ended. I find it astonishing, I have to say. This is coming from me that likes to critique and pinpoint exactly where things might be off. Or I have to reiterate the point. It's the first game. Guys, I put up a post on X and I was like, you know what? Let me put out some examples and hopefully it'll just calm some people down here. You know, Argentina in the last World Cup. First game, what happened? Saudi Arabia not just beat them, they bossed them. Bossed them. Disaster start for Argentina. They went on to win the tournament. You know, the Club World Cup that just went by. We lost to Flamengo. What happened after? Well, we went on and won the tournament. If we're talking in the league, we started the season really well under Scolari, if you remember. And what happened? It all tanked. And then he got sacked in February. We had a fantastic pre-season under AVB, if you remember. What happened after that? We started the league, thought, all right, it's looking good. Then it all just tanked. It can work both ways. Last season, we went in with no hope. We ended up in the title race. And then all of a sudden it tanked. As anticipated, though. We expected that one to happen. The first game of the season is the first game. There's still 37 to go. It doesn't mean that the league is won or lost. This is why I reiterate. It's going to take 6, 7, maybe even 8 games to know where are things heading. No one knows anything about their own team up until that point. Because I guarantee one thing. If on Friday we go and we play against Graham Potter's West Ham and we beat them, people forget the Palace game. And it's not just about forgetting the Palace game. I don't want you to do that. I want you to give respect to Crystal Palace. People are disrespecting Crystal Palace here. People are looking at it from the lens of Crystal Palace. Oh, they're just Crystal Palace. Nah, they're Crystal Palace now. Under Glasner, with what they've done, listen, the back end of last season, they beat Man City. Lately, they beat Liverpool. Then they come to the bridge and they draw. We didn't lose. We drew. It wasn't the best performance. 100%. Could we have done better? Yes, but it's like I illustrated in the review. We know why. We know why. I would rather we face this now than wait until match day 9 or 10 and then all of a sudden, oh no, we've got problems. No, I'd rather this happens now, we fix it, and then by the West Ham game, we've resolved things. I would rather that. It's the first game, guys. It's the first game. 37 matches to go. Relax. Relax. And on top of that, it's funny because it's not just me. Everyone else has gotten the same thing here. Oh, no, you know, you're being delusional. Listen, if you want me to be delusional, I would have gone on a generational rant yesterday, right? And I would have cleaned up on numbers. I really wanted to head in that direction, but no. Like I told you, good or bad, best to say it as I see it. It's the first game. Chill. West Ham, go to there and we see what happens. But by no means does yesterday dictate what's going to happen for the rest of the entire season. No, come on, guys, man. Come on. It's pretty incredible. But in terms of the club, and in terms of moving for what we need to bring into this team, well, let's jump into the latest. Here it is. Matt Law has today said it is anticipated that Chelsea will accelerate moves for Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho once one or both of Nkunku and Jackson leave the club. This is not new information. We already know this. And I've said this for a while. So what is the latest with these players? Well, yesterday, off the back of the 0-0 to Crystal Palace, Oh, another point that I want to mention. I have to mention this. It's just popped into my mind because I remember I said it earlier on and I was like, no, this is important. The 0-0 to Crystal Palace. Those results are going to happen, whether you like it or not. And not just to us, to everybody. We need to get out the mindset that we're going to go and win every single football match. That's not happening. Liverpool will lose games. City will lose games. Arsenal will lose games. We will lose games. Spurs will lose games. They will draw games. We will draw games. Yesterday was one of those days that we drew at home to Palace. This Palace team's capable of going to the Etihad and actually getting 3 points. Or going to Anfield and stopping them. They're capable. They've got that team. So, if this was Leeds, or dare I say it, even to an extent, next week on Friday against West Ham, that's a game I expect us to win because West Ham under Graham Potter right now are looking like a bit of a mess. So that should be 3 points. But yesterday, like I said, put respect on Crystal Palace's name. That's the sort of opponent that not just us, but all the big teams are going to be dropping points against during the season because you're not going to win every single game. End of story. That doesn't mean you're not going to win the league, or you're not going to be up there, or you're not going to be competing. Day one, guys. Day one. So, back to my point. Nkunku. This is what happened on the back end of yesterday's result against Crystal Palace. We had Chelsea keep working on Nkunku and Jackson exits. Premier League clubs and AC Milan are informed on Jackson's situation. Nothing advanced yet. Nkunku and Bayern, talks continue while there's still no agreement. Xavi Simons, waiting for it. Okay. Then we got this from Florian Plettenberg. FC Bayern Munich and Christopher Nkunku have reached a full verbal agreement. Personal terms are 100% agreed as Christo wants to join Bayern. However, Chelsea still want a permanent deal, as previously reported, while Bayern are considering a loan. There is no agreement on the structure of the deal yet after new negotiations over the weekend. Further talks between the clubs are expected. Max Erbel pushing hard, but it's very difficult. These German clubs, honestly, man. Do you not have any money? Like, is Germany broke right now? Probably yes. Probably yes. By all of you. And this is Bayern Munich. Borussia Dortmund, to an extent, I can understand, because they've always been a feeder club. And even then, if you're a feeder club, that means you should have some money, right? But I get it. But Bayern Munich, really? Really? You lot don't want to pay for a permanent deal? Listen, Nkunku has to leave permanently. So you either pay up or we send him somewhere else. But these German clubs have literally they've got to stop taking the mickey here. Yeah. They're very easy to buy from. When we want to go and buy a player, it's no problem in the end of the day. Even if we bargain a little bit, look at the amount of players we've bought from them. And it looks like Xavi Simons is going to be the next guy. That's an easy deal to get done, but it requires selling. But the ones that we're looking to sell to are the German clubs. And they're the ones that are making it look like it's just a flipping mission to get them to agree to a permanent transfer. Dortmund are screaming and begging for a loan. They don't want to pay money. And now Bayern Munich have joined the club as well. Now listen, lads, pay the money and take the player. Honestly. Honestly, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Bayern Munich, yeah, were on the brink of getting a deal done for Nick Woltermaid. You showed us that you've got money to spend. So listen, you fumbled that deal. That deal's not happening. Stuttgart are keeping the player. You pay for Nkunku. End of story. What's the hold-up? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These German clubs are winding me up. You know, we're going to start a new rivalry with Germany. You know, I didn't think it'd be over this. Anyway, that's Nkunku. So we'll see what happens there. Now let's move to Nicholas Jackson because today we've got some news. Interesting. Aston Villa have added Nicholas Jackson to their shortlist and are closely monitoring his situation. Talks have already taken place. Several clubs are interested. FC Bayern Munich have also gathered information, but a move to Munich is not happening. I wonder why. The 24-year-old versatile striker is still on the verge of leaving Chelsea. Aston Villa now there. Okay. I guess Aston Villa, you've got to pay up. That will be 80 million, please. I'm kidding. We won't do that to Aston Villa. At this point, it's just about getting the players sold, really. And the same applies to Jackson here. Jackson will be valued between 70 and 80 like we've already seen. But realistically, say if Aston Villa actually made a bid and went, okay, look, here's 65 million. You take it. You know, if we're being honest. And especially in this situation, because 65 million sounds about right to go and unlock Xavi Simons and get that done. Garnacho shouldn't cost much anyway. So that's why it seems like that's the easier one of the two. But we already know, and it's public information, and it came out yesterday, Xavi Simons has basically panned everything away because he wants Chelsea only. Garnacho has panned everything away because he wants Chelsea only. These guys are eager to join Chelsea, but we just need Nkunku and or Jackson to leave. That's it. So Aston Villa, there's not long left in the window. You're going to have to speed things up a little bit. You know, or who knows, maybe Newcastle might come calling again. Newcastle, I mean, we need to also find out what's going on with Newcastle and Isak. Liverpool, hurry up. Hurry up, yeah? I don't normally say this because I don't want Liverpool to get stronger, but Liverpool, hurry up. Because if you get Isak, then it means it unlocks things, and they might come for Jackson, then we can get rid of Jackson, and then we can get Simons. So Liverpool, hurry up, yeah? Hurry up. Pay the money, 140 million, give it to them. Give it to them. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool are strong anyway, so who cares? They get Isak, they get Isak. What can I say? It's not like Liverpool are now all of a sudden weak because they don't have Isak. So we'll wait and see. But there might be another suitor. The problem is maybe this club is as broke as Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich as well, it seems. I say broke. Bayern Munich are not broke. We know they're not. But you get the gist. They might be hesitant. Here's latest from Napoli. So Napoli are back on the market for a new striker, as reported yesterday, due to a serious injury for Romelu Lukaku. What a shame. Just saying. I'm kidding. The Belgian striker suffered muscle injury and won't be available for the next 3 months at least. Ouch. So that's Lukaku out. Which means 2 + 2 is 4. Right? No. Striker. We need to sell a striker. We've got good relationship, don't we? I mean, you know, Jorginho Sarri and all of that. You remember? Yeah? Well, you can take Nico Jackson, or you do pay 65, 70 million pounds, please. The problem is ADL is one hell of a stubborn guy. And yeah, he's not looking good, bruv. Basically. So Napoli, listen, if you want a striker, Nico Jackson, no? Give us a call. So, that's the latest. Let me know your thoughts. We'll get to more Chelsea latest in the second video later on tonight. We'll see what pans out from now up until then, so make sure you're here for that. Subscribe, notification bell. Let's move to a couple of other things elsewhere before we wrap up, starting with Rodrygo. We know he was a target. We know he's someone that all of us wanted. But it just seemed like it wasn't happening, and he's not leaving Real Madrid at all. We know Arsenal were interested. There was even talk of Tottenham being interested, which is just no. But I'm going to talk about Tottenham as well. His latest from Xabi Alonso on Rodrygo. So on his future, he says, there are many rumours in the summer, but I've seen him well, and I count on everyone. I count on Rodrygo for sure, 100%. He's not leaving. It's as simple as that. Rodrygo seems like he's made it clear that he was waiting to see what the plan was with Real Madrid. And that if Real Madrid wanted to get rid of him, at that point he would go, okay, I'm out, see you later. His own manager has said he counts on him 100%. That means he's in the plan. If he's in the plan, he's not being sold. End of story. So for me, I count that as Rodrygo is off the market. Simple as. Now, unless if someone comes in with mad money and goes, listen, here's 100 million bid, official bid made, right? You'd be like, okay, crap, well, we got to consider this. I think Real Madrid would look at that even from a financial perspective and consider it. But no one's going to do that, it seems. And it seems like he's happy to be in the team and Alonso's happy to keep him. So I think he's staying. There's no Rodrygo. Now, I think Tottenham understood this because it seems like they've made their mind up on a left winger. And it's the one Arsenal wanted as well. It is. So, exclusive. Tottenham and Crystal Palace chairman Daniel Levy and Steve Parish are in direct contact today for Eberechi Eze deal. Understand Spurs are willing to offer £55 million fixed fee plus £5 million add-ons to get the deal done. Eze informed Palace last week of his desire to join Tottenham. And then Eze put in an absolute clinic against Chelsea yesterday and played really, really well. So credit to him. That's professionalism. Respect to Eze. 55 million plus 5 million add-ons. Pat Spurs, you got... Bloody hell. All those concerts and go-karting under the stadium and all that. It's paying off, isn't it? Boxing events and American football. You got a budget now, haven't you? Flipping hell. Fair play. Fair play. Well, they've got a budget. They're going to spend. Eze, I think he's joining Spurs. What it means for Arsenal, though, they miss out on a left winger that I think would have just taken them to the next level. This is why I say Tottenham, I've got to take them seriously. If they do get Eze, which it seems like they're gonna, that would be one hell of a signing. Eze, Kudus on the... That is actually a bit filthy. That is actually... I would have that. Hell yeah. So fair play to Spurs. Are they finally showing some ambition? Is it finally happening? Might be. Might be. Anyway, big money, decent player. He's coming in, it seems. That would be mad. So, let me know your thoughts. Eze to Spurs. Do you see it happening? And how would you analyse it in terms of the player in a Tottenham shirt? Is that something to get you worried about Tottenham? Or do you think it will just be same old, same old? We saw the impact that Kudus is starting to make already. Eze and Spurs, I think, would work pretty well. Let's wait and see. And Arsenal... Maybe Madueke is going to play left wing. So, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Subscribe, notification bell on. And I'll be here later on tonight for video number 2. I'll see you then. Look after yourselves in a bit, people. Take care and peace.